Hey everyone, back with some more acquisitions of mine. This time, I've been wanting to test these for a while, but here I have a Carroway Industrial, and it looks kind of like an HRS, like one of the rounded, which it is a rounded bottom motor with a stripe in the middle. So at a glance, if these are mounted high up on a fairly high ceiling, you might think initially it's a Goldline. Well, look closely. Goldlines have pointed motors, so this is something else. This is Carroway, and I used to see these. There was a strip shopping center in Menominee Falls when I was a lot younger as a kid. In a few different units, in a few different places had these installed. One was on the far end. One end was the older movie theater, which was it was a Marcus, and they had 4 of these installed in their largest theater of the 5-plex. I believe it was either 5 or 6-plex, maybe 5. A couple of the theaters had one of these, had just one single fan in its theater in the back, while this one had 4 one in each corner, and this theater was not stadium seating or that lounge type yet. This one was auditorium seating with a slight incline floor, so like your auditorium is. Alright, well, without further ado, I'll say some more as I do the test here. Here's 0 to high, 1.37. Now I tested, these do have stiff bearings. There's 2 more of these that are locked up, so the other 2 need work. This one turned, at least this one spun, where I could actually do a video on it, and I did an initial test, and yeah, this thing is flying. This thing is absolutely insane. Now it is rated for 1.2 amps, so yeah, I'm getting exactly or almost what it is rated for, so okay, so 1.19, that's like almost a nose hair spot on to what these are rated for. And these things are flying. I'm going to do an airflow test. Yeah, I mean, really feeling the air. I mean, I would definitely call this Goldline. I mean, that is literally, this thing runs like a Goldline. Has similar blades to it, to the old Union Goldlines, so yeah. We're gonna do spin down. Well, before I do spin down, actually, I forgot I wanted to do power factor. Now I gotta let it, but forgot to do power factor. Okay, let's do watts. So 112 watts, and okay, just over 3/4, so not quite a power factor of 1. So now I'm going to do spin down. I know the bearings were stiff in this one yet. They're noisy, so I still have loud bearings that are rough, so I was able to at least put some stuff in them just to move them a little more freely, but let's see what this thing is like spinning down. Also, blades were bent badly on these, so I did my very best to straighten these out. Now, I got these, there was a Craigslist, Dan Spiffy Newman received a reply. He said he's always looking for industrials. Well, he got a reply, and he's let me have these. I went to get them. And they were right close to where I live, right in Sussex, so right by Germantown or Menominee Falls. But they were in a warehouse, and the guy said they don't use them because the place is not, they don't use it as a shop. They all work in enclosed offices with air conditioning, so they need these. So yeah, I figured I'll buy them. And I was glad to have done so because I like cast industrials. Okay, time for decade box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's either both stiff bearings or 6. And the combination, these are higher current draws. So these things are kind of a pig too. 8, not even 9. It's struggling, and here's 10. I'm going to let it go and see what I get on 10, so. But I used to have, there used to be 4 of these. One was in the movie theater, but I remember them now with my knowledge of fans, how they ran when they were on high. They only ran like low medium speed because, now get this, 3 out of 4 ran, 1 was dead, probably a dead capacitor, because the other 3 were having failing capacitors with my knowledge. And because when they replaced the dead one with like an Airmaster, a stamped steel one, and they put them on high, that one was flying, so you knew they were all on high, they were all on one control. But that one you'd hear flying, but the other 3 were only going like a little bit faster than this, so they were failed capacitors. Movie theater's gone, by the way. And well, even back in the late 90s, they built a new theater. Doesn't have fans at it. It's a new Marcus with the stadium seating, and of course recently. Now I'm at 10 and I'm getting a functional low out of this, so I'm thinking these things are kind of piggish, kind of a hog when it comes to using capacitance. If this doesn't even do on 8, I can't use an 8, 12, 20. So 10, 11. Oh, what was 10? Yeah, 10 was like 0.56, and I'm getting a functional low on 10, so here's 11, and here's 12. This would have been about how fast the ones in the theater were going. I thought they were Goldlines at first, but I remember now correctly that these were not Goldlines, looking at them closer. And then several units down was a Piggly Wiggly, and it was a small grocery store, you know, lower ceiling with fluorescence all over it, and these were in all over the store, but I've never, as a kid, ever have seen them on once. So I didn't think they worked. Maybe they were all stiff or all locked up at one point, because I've never seen them on. Here's 12, here's 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, but then also we still went out to Menominee Falls when I was even younger, and next to that Piggly Wiggly, or a few units down, there was a very small store unit. It was a vacuum shop with these, and there was 2 of them, and I also had the same equal interest in the vacuums as I did with fans as a kid, so I had a double excitement and more like a deer being shined being in that vacuum shop, because this is when my mom was actually vacuum shopping. And okay, I'm at 18, 19. Okay, I'm close to high. Let's see what 20 does. right on with high. Well, I would see two of these in the vacuum shop, and and coincidentally enough, there weren't these in the fan and lighting store that was next to the vacuum shop. But still, oh, actually, it's dropped. So, okay, I'm going to go back to 21. See if it drops. Nope. I'm going to go 22. I'm spot on with high. It kind of flops to 23. 24. See if it goes over. Yep. Just going to... Yeah, it's just to see what it does. Yep. So that's what 24 is, a resonant frequency. Not really good for capacitor-based controls. But yeah, I used to see these in a few different store units when I was a kid, coincidentally. And also my last place I worked at, my previous machine shop, there was a department section of the shop that had like two of these, or actually three of these in a row. They were like an HRS and a Carroway type. So yeah, I remember those at my shop too. Alright, I'm going to do solid state variable, because that's what these things are oftentimes ran with. Okay, so about 2 o'clock is when it starts, and the current draw, even at this speed, is already half an amp. So these, it's hard to tell. I wondered if these things had new bearings, if these would run any more effective, like start lower, or if these are just hogs. These seem like hogs to me. Pretty quiet. I'm at noon position, or 12 o'clock. I'm going to turn the other fan off. Let's see if I can... Okay. I wanted to hear if there was noise from the solid state, like hum and buzz. I'm at 12 o'clock position and still not pretty fast yet. I mean, when they're up on high, they draw exactly what they say they're rated for, so I guess I still think these are rather hogs. Yeah, we're going to get some inrush on solid state at first, just like with 0 to high. Yeah, it's climbing. Speed is climbing on this fan, so, and the current is dropping. Yeah, this does have kind of a big inrush. 1.2. 1.17, so pretty much really close, quite close with the current draw in solid state. Well, that is actually all I have for these this Carroway Industrial. But yeah, I used to see these as a kid, and I was glad to find these. So I was in a way on a hunt for these, but these happened to pop up, and I was sent the link, or the response, and I was the one to go get them. So, and I was glad to get these because I also like cast industrials myself. So yeah. otherwise, that's all I have for this Carroway Industrial. So stay tuned, subscribe, and keep on watching.